Hi YouTube friends, it's Trisha, and welcome to my little corner of the internet, where today I am going to be talking about the most recent episode of The Bachelorette, Michelle Young's season. And this was week 5. Everyone's traveling to Minnesota, and it's really nice just to be back in that sort of traveling vibe. It's a new space, new energy, and she meets up with all the guys, and of course she's going to pull Joe for that first one-on-one date because just traveling the city that they're both from, they both grew up in, they have so much just history steeped over there. So I can't imagine her taking anyone else other than Joe. I think they go and she throws that amazing pitch, which was so cool. They share a little kiss over there. They're in her old high school, going to the gym, playing a game, going to her locker. I think every high schooler has had that daydream, like guy or girl, of just having a locker moment. And so it was a really sweet day to then go into the nighttime portion where they do delve into deeper conversations. Joe really opened up about something that I think would be a complete fear for so many athletes. I know because I grew up as a competitive dancer, so dance outside of school was my life. And I would imagine that basketball is sort of the same. If you're not in school, then you're probably in the gym training. And I'm sure that having that sort of injury and then a surgical mistake making it worse, that's something outside of his control. And so that has to be so much harder to mentally deal with because it completely shifted, I'm sure, the trajectory of how he envisioned his life going. To have an injury like that, and at that age, I mean, for me, dance was my salvation in school. So if something were to happen that just completely took me out of it and then not being able to do anything, I can't imagine. And the way he was speaking on it and opening up about it, it really did feel like it's something he hasn't talked about very often. So him just opening up in that sort of way with Michelle, and especially Michelle, like, always is just such a great listener because she really hears you when you say it. And you know, with her also having a background in basketball, she could really understand, but then she has the perfect response in saying that you made it through that. And it's something that's so simple, but it's to have someone pinpoint on that message, I think, is incredible. And you could tell that it really brought them intimately closer to each other. They have it's a deep connection. It's a very pure connection. Yeah, I love them together. I know I was like really rooting for Nate, and I still really like Nate, I do, but I have a feeling it might be Joe, but I guess we'll see. So the group date, but the Vikings come out. When they had to eat the stuff off the table, no, I could not and probably would not. But Brandon just went in for it. Like, he bit off the head of that fish. Ugh, gross. Chris S is whining away, and it becomes even worse in the nighttime portion. All the guys are talking about how they need to have conversations, they need to delve deeper. Like, you're trying to see if you build a connection again for marriage. So go talk. It's just annoying just to hear him kind of say over and over that she's not coming to me, and especially Oh God, especially after I, warned her about Nate and really saved her over there. Anyway, there was a moment over here for Clayton because, again, he's an ex-bachelor, so we're all really honed in on watching him and seeing why. He has some moments, but they're not really anything big that would indicate him actually being the next bachelor. I feel like we're finding out more about other guys and seeing like a certain charm for them that would, I don't know, fit that. He's a fine guy. I don't think that there's anything bad or anything. It's just, but in the way that he was addressing the Peter situation, that was kind of cool, but that was more on the terms of him and the guys, and we obviously see him really excel in these kind of physical sportsmanship sort of stuff, but it still doesn't really indicate on why he's the bachelor, so I guess we'll have to wait and see on that. But over here he does ask her about confidence, what like guided her into having the level of confidence that she has, which on surface level does sound sort of like a cheesy line that you would say. The way he said it actually did sound sort of genuine, and it kind of echoed to the first night for me when he came into the hotel to meet up with the other guys after he had his meetup introduction thingy with that ruler. But I remember him coming in and telling the guys like that did not go as I had planned. She was really confident and not nervous at all, and that threw me off. And anyway, just the way he was asking her over here, it did seem like he was genuinely curious, so I guess I like to see it. That's nice. Oh, Joe reading Nate his date card. There was something about it that I found so amusing. It was like, I don't know, these two guys, pretty like confident in themselves, but not in a very cocky way or anything like that. They're very sure of themselves and they respect each other, and they're, I don't know, just two dudes vying for the same girl, and it's sort of like all right, like, I will act on my end, you will act on your end, and we'll just see what happens. They seem to obviously just get along fine, but yeah, I did like Joe reading Nate his date card. So for Nate's one-on-one date, that was interesting. I don't know what to think about them now. I don't know. I do still really like Nate. I think he's a stand-up guy. He obviously handles, the drama things with the guys really well. He knows when to just walk away from a conversation because it's not going to go anywhere, and I do like that. He, confident in himself, and yeah, he seems like a stand-up guy. And I do completely see the connection that they have together, but it is very different from the connection that her and Joe have with each other. And I do feel that, how to put this? I don't know. All that's coming to mind, and it's not really what I want to say, but it does feel like she is more into him. But saying that implies that he's not into her, and I'm not saying that at all. Because I'm a girl, so all I can do is go based off of my own experiences and what I sort of see reflected in Michelle. And it very much seems like this is someone she's extremely attracted to. He fits a lot of the boxes probably that she is looking for, maybe even surprised her with some other aspects. And you know, especially after the nighttime portion and hearing her past relationship story, like this has to be so exhilarating. And I think that's what I'm kind of getting at, where there's like this energy of I don't know, finding someone that almost feels too good to be true. Again, not saying that Nate's like some bad guy or a player or anything like that. It's just, you could see the way that she looks at him. You could see the way that her energy shifts in a different sort of way. And in the nighttime portion, like, she opens up to him, as opposed to us hearing more about Nate. Like, we actually don't know a lot about Nate. And you know, it's still a great bonding opportunity because she does, you know, she's so vulnerable in that moment and telling him this horrible story. I mean, to be in such a toxic relationship that it does lead to physical ailments, I can't imagine. But in that, it just sort of feels like she is trying hard to pin him down or to hold him to her. And I don't really see the energy reciprocated in that sense. I do think that Nate is really into her and is really interested in her, but something about him does feel, I guess, almost young in that realm of emotional tines. Not as young as Brandon. Like, Brandon really feels young in all of that in terms of sort of romantic experiences in that sort of way. Yeah, I think maybe if we get to see him open up a bit more, we'll see that. But you know, it's also in the way that he handled her kind of coming to him last week, and that, you know, I'm coming to you and telling you that I felt unseen and I'm upset by that. And it's not that you're the only one that did that, but I have feelings invested here. So it impacts her more that she didn't feel seen by him. And, you know, his response echoed a lot of what some of the other guys said, in that he was sorry that she did feel that way, but yeah, I don't know. And I don't want to talk in a way that makes it sound like I don't like him or don't think he is into her or that anything like that. It's not. It's just that when you look at how she is with Joe, there's a steadiness over there. There's kind of a solid foundation. She even tells him that, you know, he is reserved and he's very much like her dad or her brother, and she gets that. But they do still have these conversations, or they have these connections from their past that really like stitches them together, and they can build upon that. And yeah, I'm not really seeing that happen with Nate so much. With Nate, it feels like a rush. It feels like there's a giddiness over there, which is wonderful to see. I loved seeing that at the beginning. I really did. But I think now you kind of expect things to go a bit more, I don't know. Usually when you see him talking, it's something along the lines of like, I can't believe that this is happening, or this connection feels so unreal, or, you know, like, you're amazing, or something like that. And that's all great to hear, but it in a way is also still surface level stuff. Yeah, I could talk in circles, I guess, about this, so I think I will move on now.